Absolutely. Here's one version that keeps that fed up, half laughing, half serious energy. I'd do it with more porches and fewer portals, more songs yelled from kitchens, less proving who we are to machines. I'd do it with public benches that didn't sneer at loitering, with tomatoes in vacant lots. Was beauty allowed to be useful? I'd do it with room for the strange kid, the tired mother, the man who makes tiny birds from scrap metal, the woman who talks to roses like they've earned it. I'd do it with softer landings, with fewer forms in triplicate, with less worship of speed and more reverence for what ripens slowly. I'd do it like a neighborhood, not a funnel, like a mixed and not a dashboard, like a long table under bad lights where nobody has to audition for belonging. I'd let people wear sequins to the bank, I'd make rent less theatrical, I'd make health scare feel less like solving a riddle in a burning building. I'd hand the map to the people who've actually suffered, because they tend to notice where the bridges ought to be. I'd keep the scientist obviously, the gardeners too, the aunties, the freaks, the librarians, the lunch ladies, the ones who know how to restart a heart without calling it leadership. I'd do it with less extraction, less spectacle, less polished cruelty masquerading as order. I'd do it with delight as infrastructure was grief, allowed to share with enough silence for a person to hear their own life returning. I'd do it badly at first, probably humanly, with a few wrong turns, a busted hinge, some overcooked beans, a committee meeting that dissolves in a gossip. But even that would feel more honest in this bright little maze of passwords and hunger and then explaining efficiency, while the soul of the world waits in the car. And if I'm honest, I don't want perfection, I want a place where the tender don't have to become cruel just to make it through the week. I want a world with more side doors, more second chances, more oddly specific joy. That's how I do it, not cleaner, not grander, just with more life left in it. Here's a sore, punchier one too, a little more spoken word. I do it with less fear and more block parties, less branding, more brass bands, less circle back, more come over. I do it with murals on brick, fresh bread, free shade, and enough time to become somebody real. I do it with bubbly beauty, with private dignity, with fewer billionaires and more people who know their neighbors' dogs by name. I do it with weirdness, protected tenderness, unlocked rest, unearned joy, unsupervised. I do it like we remember this was all temporary and precious, and absolutely not meant to feel like a customer service maze. And here's one that leans more lyrical and stop funny. If it were mine to arrange, I'd put music back in the waiting rooms, put color back on the men, put wonder back in the budgets. I'd lower the volume of ambition until people could hear their own hunger for something under than survival, with nicer songs. I'd make room for useless beauty, just to say the beauty